Hi, I'm Shauna. This is Shauna's World. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos about living well. I'm at a service station right now on my way to Love Trails Festival, which is a trail running and wellness, adventure and general all-round great festival that's on the Gower Peninsula in Wales, and it is a festival I've wanted to go to for years. I actually had a ticket to go in 2018 and my mental health was really bad, so I couldn't go. I had a ticket in I think 2021 and it was cancelled because of COVID, so this is my first time at the festival and I'm going to be running 4 breathwork sessions. Also, if you've seen the video I recently uploaded sharing where I am with my goals for 2022, one of the things I said was I really wanted to lead breathwork at Love Trails, and it was short notice and I didn't think they were going to say yes. Well, here I am. I'm on the coach on my way to the festival and it's actually happening. So I'll take you along with me and share what I'm doing at the festival, the runs, maybe some of my breath work. I don't know if I'll be able to film that. We'll see how it goes, but it's really exciting to be going. There's only 6 of us on the coach because most people took the earlier coach from London, but I think there's about 3,000 people at the festival, so it's not going to be hard to make friends. Right, I found a camping spot on the campsite and I have the not so fun job of putting my tent up in the dark, but I found a spot where there's some like fairy lights nearby, so at least I can see a little bit. Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked because I'm hardly surprised. I'm all set up, ready to go to bed. It's nearly 1 AM now, and yeah, the festival actually started I think at midday, so it's been running in the afternoon in a kind of slow start way. I think there was just music this evening and people arriving and stuff, but I don't think there was that much on. There's a really nice atmosphere on the campsite. People have been really friendly. I was setting up my tent and lots of people said hello, I guess seeing me on my own, and just yeah, being lovely. So I'm just going to wind down, have a bit of a peruse of the festival schedule and get a good night's sleep. Good morning. I had a good night's sleep, which is yeah, impressive for a festival site, and I'm just heading out to explore all the stuff and all the different tents and what is going on. So my first breathwork that I'm leading is at 3 this afternoon, so I'm just going to take it easy this morning. I'm not doing any runs beforehand. I'm just going to go to the talks and just mooch about the festival site. So I'm heading into a talk now. I've just been to a couple of talks in a row. I think he's called Simon James, and one was on kit for multi-day adventures and multi-day runs, and the other was on UK summer trail running, and it was a lot of kit stuff as well and some work on proprioception, and we did some bar silliness and running around with our eyes closed, so that was good fun. Just seeing lots of people heading up on their runs, and there's so many runs going on through the day, as well as just regular 5k, 10k, marathon, ultra marathon. There's a 53-kilometer run you can do this weekend. There's also kind of adventures, like you can run to surfing or run to coasteering, run to kayaking, so people are doing lots of that. Those cost extra on top of your festival ticket, so I am not joining that because it wasn't included. But yeah, I decided not to do any running until after my sessions today, just so I can stay in the right mind frame for it. So I'm just wandering around the site.
I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife.
Happy Mackie is like my favourite sushi place. It's a vegan sushi place in Brighton, and they have a stall here at Love Trails. I'm thrilled.
It's called the Spine Race. There were so many trees down from actually the same storm that they had to drive you in a car part of the way. So it's already messing with my races. I guess with extreme weather, we can't be totally sure a storm is due to climate change. We did used to have storms, but it's a lot more likely now. Air pollution is pretty terrifying. responsible for 8.7 million deaths globally in 2018.
So it's early evening, I'm just having some chill time in my tent. I've had a really good day. So since I last checked in, I went to a talk on running form, which was really useful, and some pointers on kind of posture and how you move your legs and things like that. I don't really think about my form when I run, so it was interesting to hear some kind of technical points. And then I ran my breathwork session, my first one of the festival, and it went really well. I wasn't sure how many people would show up, but I had about 20 breathers, which was the most I've ever had in an in-person session, and it went really well. I think there were some people who were a bit restless or didn't know what they were coming for, but for the most part I had really positive feedback, and it was just so much fun. And I had a technical hitch. I didn't have the right equipment with me because I didn't know what the system would be, and I thought I'd be able to plug my phone in on USB to the sound system, but I needed an adapter and I couldn't get in touch with the person who was lending me the adapter. So I ended up playing the music from my phone into a microphone, and it worked okay, and I was kind of talking into the microphone while holding the phone against it, but it worked out and people had a positive experience from the feedback. I'm running another session tonight at 7 just before everyone starts going out and going wild, so I'll get them all pumped up for that. And in between I just went to a talk on the environmental impact of running, which was really interesting and something I want to think more about, because the environment's really important to me. I love running. I'm getting to a point, I'm training for my first ultra, and I really, in my heart, would love to get into multi-day stage races after that if the ultra goes well. But so many of the ones that excite me and what I want to do are in faraway places that really have to be accessed by plane, and I just don't know if I can keep doing that. So it was a good talk, it gave me a lot to think about, and now I'm just doing some last minute prep ready for the final session this afternoon. So I've just picked up some dinner from No Frickin' Chicken, and I'm going to go watch another talk before my final session of the day starts. I think this one's on running and mental health, so right up my street.
It's just like this, you have to sort of eradicate anything that doesn't help achieve the goal. So you can make very clear decisions. For example, next slide, I guess, I gave up my job. I'm very fortuitous, it's very fortuitous that I was able to temporarily afford to do that, but I was in a well-paid branding job.
After that as well, how you feel in your body and how your nervous system feels. Are you ready for a night out? Thank you so much for coming today. I hope that's finished it on a high. If you want to do any more breath work, I'm doing 2 journeys tomorrow, conscious connected breathwork journeys. Well, I've just done my second session. I'm so pleased with how it went. It was quite a big group, and it wasn't a conscious connected breathing, we were just playing around with different breaths and doing some relaxing breaths and some energizing breaths, and it was just so much fun, and it was a lot of novice breathers, and we finished with 10 minutes of Susie breathing, and it was really intense and everyone was dancing and loving it, and I just couldn't be happier with how that went. I'm just quickly heading back to my tent because I'm doing a run this evening, and just getting ready for that. It'll be my first run of the festival.
Got a nice 5k on the menu. We're going to go out towards the glamping, down through the chute, hang a left at the bottom of the hill, and we're going to go a nice easy 2.5k along. Hopefully the sky will change colour somewhat. You know, sunrise and sunsets are not quite as we diarise them.
So just heading off on what's called a sunset run with Adidas Terex. They're leading it as 5k. It's not actually really at sunset, because sunset's so late at the moment because it's early July. But it's an evening run. They're doing early morning 1 to 2, and I think it's going to be quite a pretty route. Yes!
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good.
Tell we're not in London anymore. We have gates, we have mud, we have trees everywhere.
Get me up, somewhere I can find.
We've just paused for a little regroup to get everyone to catch up, and I'm realising this is the first time I've run since I had COVID for the third time, and I'm feeling it.
As I reach out to the sky.
I can't believe I've taken this long to get to Love Trails Festival. It is just the right atmosphere. I've just found out there's fresh sunfire in the ground. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, so good. Yeah. So we've just turned round at the halfway point after looking at the view, and of course lots of photos for the gram. But yeah, it's a nice run, really. After nearly 2 weeks of not running because of COVID and then being really exhausted before that, I just feel really good being out, and such a pretty place to be, and really nice people to be around. I've had some good chats. Just did a bit of a hill sprint up the last bit to catch a group. And it hurt me. We're just wrapping up the last bit of the run, and it was so nice coming up the last hill. Like, everyone was cheering and clapping for each other, and really supportive environment. I really enjoyed that run. It was a slow pace, so we're stopping and starting so we could catch up or wait for other people to catch up. So it was really supportive. I think a lot of the runs at this festival are like that, but then there's some as well for people who are faster paced. Yeah, I feel like I really needed that after my breathwork sessions today, because I loved doing them, but it can be quite draining, kind of giving so much of yourself and kind of being up there and the adrenaline and stuff. So I always have quite a lot of energy close to the surface, so just getting out for a run to blow off some steam felt really good. Well, the next morning didn't go to plan at all. I was still recovering from COVID and so exhausted, and I slept through 2 alarms and missed the 8 a.m. breathwork session I was supposed to be facilitating. I was so ashamed when I woke up and realised what had happened, but I had to see it as a setback and not a failure.
Even the dogs are out. Let's go.
That was people just heading off, I think, for the Mark Trail runs. They've got Mark Trails of 5k, 10k, half marathon and marathon, and set times that people just set off to do them through the weekend, and that was a huge group going out to do the 10k. I'm not doing one of them this weekend because there's just so much other stuff I want to do.
Thank you.
But yeah,
We
really
appreciate
cool.
you.
So it's actually lunchtime now, and yeah, to be honest, I'm in a bit of a bad mood because of missing my session this morning. I'm just kicking myself. I didn't even want to come on my vlogging camera and like share today because I was just so ashamed. But I want to share the reality and what it is and keep it real. So, you know, I thought I would be honest, but I'm just feeling really bad about it. It's just really unprofessional, and not proud of it. But I have gotten back into things. I went to a couple of talks this morning, one with Renee McGregor, who has a book out called More Fuel You, and she's an expert in kind of female health and kind of how the menstrual cycle affects your performance, you know, how you need to fuel around your menstrual cycle and all that kind of thing. And that's, I'm really interested in that and haven't put enough attention into it. So I'm going to read her book More Fuel You as well. And then I went to the bookshop tent, which is my favourite little spot in the festival. It's so cosy. And there was a talk, it was a campfire conversations with a guy called Ben, and he was interviewing a guy called Mark who runs a podcast called Take Flight. But Mark is he was a semi-professional footballer, and then he didn't make it pro, went to work in sales, had major burnout, and started his own coaching business and coaching for performance, and he works with athletes and CEOs and stuff. I'm definitely going to check out the podcast, and he had some book recommendations, and it was just a nice cozy little space. Then I went and got active, did a bit of aerobic kind of stuff where the main stage is. I didn't even know what it was or what was going on, but I just saw people doing it and joined in. I've just got Happy Mackie for lunch, and I've come back to my tent to chill and prepare for my last breathwork session. After this morning, I want to make sure I'm on my game. Hello, this is Flora Beverly, and I follow her channel, and she's very inspiring, and we're at the same festival.
Hi everyone, I am also a YouTuber on the running festival as well, running a bit and then doing lots of talks as well, and it's so nice, isn't it?
It's a really, really good vibe. And Flora just ran an ultra marathon like a week ago.
Yeah, I did an 85-kilometre race up the Cotswold Way, race to the tower. Absolutely beautiful, but I'd say I'm not doing quite as much running this weekend as I probably should be because of that.
I think you should be resting.
I will be resting after this weekend.
Oh, I feel like such a plum. I love Flora Beverly. She's like one of my favourite YouTubers, really inspires me as a YouTuber and also as a runner. Yeah, she does extraordinary things, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from her, and then I walk up to her and I feel like I was a bit of a plum. I didn't tell her how much she inspired me. I was just like, oh, can I get a video? And she was great and wonderful, but I feel like maybe I was a bit disrespectful or starstruck or like being a bit irrelevant. Well done, Shauna. But yeah, really nice to talk to her, and she was absolutely lovely. I've just come to have a bit of quiet time and reflect before my breathwork session. I'm just going to take some deep breaths before my session and get ready. Making those inhales nice and deep, and then just letting go. And as the music starts to pick up in pace, you can pick up the intensity of your breathing, but only if that feels right for you. Go where your nervous system wants to go and trust that you know best. Allowing yourself to come back to your intention whenever you need to. I've just done my final breathwork of the event. It did go well, but it was also full of learnings. Doing breathwork in a bit bigger festival environment than I've done before does bring its challenges with it, because people have emotional releases and I have to be able to support them, but I also have to support the rest of the group, and I think I just need to work that out a bit better, because yeah, there was a bit of a conflict of interest, but I think everyone came away from it, you know, I had positive feedback, but yeah, it was a bit of a juggle to be able to support everybody. So yeah, a learning for me, and I've loved doing my breathworks, but I'm also pleased that they are done and I can just enjoy the festival freely and not kind of have to worry about working. And I've got some stuff planned for the next day and a half. I'm heading down to do a bit of yoga now, and I haven't done any yoga yet at the festival. There's so much yoga here that probably if you came for the whole weekend and did nothing but yoga morning till night, you could still fill your schedule completely and probably not do everything. So it's very yogi friendly.
Just a little bit about myself. So my name's Matt. I, as you can see, I've done many ultra challenges and races and FKTs all around the world, and I've done lots of these self-planned running adventures. I'm doing another run this evening. It's a Pride run because today is London Pride, the parade and the protest and everything, but I can't be there because I am here. So it's nice to have a Pride run here tonight. I'm going to get all dressed up for it in my rainbows, and I've got my asexual flag. I'm all rainbowed up and ready for the Pride run. I love wearing all rainbows. I wear them a lot of the time anyway, but I feel amazing in this rainbow onesie that I only crack out at festivals, and I hadn't yet here because I just hadn't quite felt confident enough to on my own. But I feel like a Pride run, what better time to be covered asexual flag and rainbows everywhere. Yeah, happy Pride. Look at that, they're having the times of their lives.
You probably can't pick it up on the camera, but behind me right now there's a rainbow. Just as we're setting off at the Strive for Pride 5k Pride run, there's an actual rainbow behind us. So I just really wanted to thank you for embracing it, thank you for acknowledging it with us, and for just saying yes. We're off! Totally feeling the love in here. Everyone has come together on Pride weekend and it's a big Pride run and there's so much love in the space. So we're going the other way to the 5k I did yesterday, so it's nice to see a little different change of scenery, different route, see some other trails and new views. We've entered into the woods. Hello.
I love that you have a vlog.
Yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm James, I'm from Manchester. I've come down for a lovely weekend of running, and this is a fantastic surprise to do a Pride run on the bloody Saturday night. So I'm so happy to be back with my people and running whilst the sun sets on this beautiful part of the Welsh coast. Yeah.
And it's beautiful to run with you.
Oh, yeah, I feel privileged. Thank you for coming along.
The privilege is all mine.
Oh, fuck off, you're beautiful.
Woo! Pride! This is Angela.
Hello.
What's been your favourite thing about the festival so far, Angela?
Actually, it was just the start of this run with the rainbow, which was lovely.
It was.
The whole weekend's been gorgeous. So yeah. Lots of nice people and lots of nice running.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the rainbow was just so magical. Everyone was saying we're gonna walk up the last hill, but apparently we're running, and I've given in to peer pressure. I'm not much of a hill runner, but it's always worth giving it a shot. We are back at the festival. That was a nice little run. It was kind of a run walk because we were being super inclusive and making sure nobody was left behind, and there was some really rocky and hilly terrain, so it was a very chilled one, although with the hills it actually didn't feel that chilled even though we were going slow. And there was lots of chatting and lots of love. And now that we're back, I think there's a sound bath on that I'm going to try and get a spot in, because that is just what I need. That was more of a yin yoga session than a sound bath, which wasn't what I was expecting, but I actually left a bit early because I was really cold because I got sweaty in the run before and I hadn't gone back to my tent. I rushed straight into it. I'm hungry, the room was overcrowded and I was just getting in a bad mindset. So I've just slipped out. I'm going to get some food and then go back to my tent and just get changed and get warm again before coming out for the rest of the evening. Just once again having some chill time at the tent, having some dinner. I've got beetroot, falafel and chips for dinner and it looks really tasty. The food here is just phenomenal, so many vegan options. I've loved trying out all the different stalls. I actually knew it was going to be pretty good and I gave myself quite a generous budget for food while I'm here, and I haven't worked it out, but I have definitely not stuck to my budget. Well, I'm back again in my favourite little vlogging spot. I just ventured out to try to find something to do for the evening. I thought there was running films on until 10, but actually they finished at 9, so I ended up missing all of that. I know there's more on tomorrow, so hopefully I'll catch some of that, but there isn't really much on in the evenings apart from music and dancing, and there's quite a good selection of that and people have a great time, but it's not for me at all. Don't enjoy it, don't want to be it. Loud music upsets me, crowd upset me. But yeah, I've had a really nice day and it's actually quite nice to have chilled evenings, and then I can get a good night's sleep before a bit more running tomorrow. Okay, I've just seen on Instagram that the run I planned to do tomorrow morning has been cancelled. It was with Good Gym, who do running and so you run to volunteering, and it was going to be an animal sanctuary, doing things like feeding and mucking out the animals, and I was really looking forward to it, but apparently it's cancelled because of logistics at the venue. So now I'm going to be scouring the programme and figuring out what I'm going to do with my day tomorrow. I might go for something a little bit longer, because that was going to be a short one, but the world is my oyster now. Good morning. I've had a good night's sleep and I've just got some breakfast, this very beautiful bowl of power porridge, and I changed my plan after the animal sanctuary was cancelled, and I've booked on to Run to Surfing, which is an extra adventure that you have to pay for, but I wasn't going to do any. It was £25 to do the Run to Surfing. I think it's about 12-kilometre run, and then you get a surfing lesson at the end of it. So I think it will be worth it, and I am glad I'm doing one of those adventures because I hadn't kind of factored it into my budget, but I'm just here and I'm enjoying myself, and you've got to make the most of it. So we're heading off for a surf run now. I am a bit nervous. I've surfed once before and I wasn't very good, and it's also a bit of a longer run than the other ones I've been doing. I think about 12 or 14k, but I'm just going to enjoy it, go slow, and if I don't stand up on my board, don't stand up on my board. This is Michelle and we're doing the Run to Surf together. Yay! How are you enjoying the weekend, Michelle?
Oh God, it's flipping amazing. Absolutely brilliant. I don't want it to end. It should be a week long.
I quite agree. You could fill a week easily with all the activities here. Yeah.
So much to do.
And have you ever surfed before?
No, I haven't. But why not? Say yes.
Exactly. What better time to learn?
Oh yeah. It's going to be great.
I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked because I'm hardly surprised.
Okay, apparently we've got a bit coming up where we might have to go through the water, and I'm in long trousers, so I'm not dressed for this. Wish me luck. Yeah. Okay, we are not flooded. We have stepping stones. Walking uphill in the sand, not so easy for me. So beautiful, running in and out of all the sand dunes. We just walked past some people and they were like, oh, they're runners, and I just felt so good, like, yeah, I am a runner. We made it down to Rossley Beach and it's gorgeous. It's so long and so expansive, absolutely beautiful. I can't remember exactly where I was, but I've been to the area twice before, at least, maybe twice, and looked down at this beach from above and just admired it from the Worm's Head, I think. But I don't think I've ever actually walked along it. So this is where we're going to be surfing today. I'm actually getting really nervous about the surfing. I just found out we're not going to have a lesson, that it's just board rental, and I've only surfed once before and I was terrible. So we got to the surf place, and the actual surf place is up a massive hill, and I was just not feeling it after the run. There's a whole group of other surfers just finishing their surf, and we can steal their wetsuits and boards and avoid the last bit of the walk. So the run was 14.5 kilometres, lots of walking, 2 hours, yeah, so lots of stopping and walking, but it was really beautiful. Now to give surfing a try.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know, man.
I think I'm going to be terrible at this. I don't think I'm going to be able to film while we're surfing, just because I might lose the GoPro and I don't have a floaty thing. But I will share what it's like afterwards. Yeah, I'm just back out from my surf. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage. I didn't want to risk the GoPro, but I had a really lovely time in the sea. I didn't actually manage to stand up on the board at all, but I did kind of try and notice when I was catching a wave and where I did try and stand up and fall off, and some of them I just lay on my belly and floated along, and it felt really good. There's some really pro surfers in the sea as well, so it was cool to watch them and see what they're doing. I came out a bit early from the sea because I was just knackered after the run and just wanted to enjoy sitting on the beach and soaking up the sun. And so I'm back at camp. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but I've had some food. I think I'm probably a bit dehydrated. I didn't maybe drink enough on the run, and been in the sun, and I think I got a bit of sunburn on my face as well. My face looks really hot, so maybe it's going to show up. But actually a lot of the festival is packing down. Quite a few people are leaving the campsite and there's not so much on tonight. I'd have actually liked to leave tonight, but I'm getting the Love Trails bus back to London, and that is running tomorrow morning. So leaving then, but there's a few good things to enjoy beforehand. But I did really enjoy that surf earlier. I was kind of, you know, even though I wasn't in for long, felt really good. And there's something, yeah, I just kind of reflecting on it, and something about the power of the sea, and where in that same way when you stand next to a mountain and you feel so small and insignificant, I feel like the sea, when you're kind of surfing, you're working with the sea but also against it when you're trying to get out to the waves. And it's kind of, yeah, it's quite a spiritual thing, realizing that nature is much more powerful than we are.
I'll just go through them in order, just give you an overview of the books, why I wrote them, how they came about, and then we can have a nice Q&A session. If no one's got any questions, maybe I'll quickly find something to read, but I suspect there'll be some questions. So it all began with running with the Kenyans.
The music's loud, I don't know if you can even hear me. I just went to a really good talk with Finn, the guy who wrote Running with the Kenyans. He's a really inspiring runner. He trained with the Kenyans, wrote that, and he's written 2 other books which I haven't read, but he was speaking about that. He was a really good speaker, and I will check out his other books. Now I just got myself an ice cream. Morning is the last day of the festival. Well, it's over really, we're just packing up and going home. Last night I ended up just going to watch some films in one of the tents. There was a really good one about a guy who did the Paddy Buckley round, which is a very difficult round of mountains in Wales. And then a film with Martin Johnson from Black Trail Runners, who ran the length of the Thames Path, 184 miles, which was very impressive. And then a video with Lucy Bartholomew, who I adore, and a trail she ran in Australia, which was very grueling, 230 kilometres. So now I'm just packing up. I've packed everything pretty much, and I just need to throw away the rubbish, pack down the tent. It has been magical, marvellous, and one of the best festivals I've ever attended. So that brought a wonderful weekend at Love Trails Festival to a close, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this video and seeing what Love Trails is all about. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.